The third qualitative data analysis is content analysis. So what is content analysis? Content analysis is a research technique for making replicable and valid inferences by interpreting and coding textual material, by systematically evaluating text, documents, oral communication, and graphics. Qualitative data can be converted into quantitative data. But in this case, we are simply focusing on the qualitative aspect. What happens when we are engaging in content analysis? Others, they call it thematic content analysis, but in this case, we are just going to stick to content analysis. It has 4 steps that are crucial and that are important for you to understand. Obviously, the first step is preparation. The second step is coding. The third step in content analysis is categorizing. And the fourth step in content analysis is interpretation. So these 4 steps are very crucial for you to understand. So we get to understand the very first step, which is defining the content to be analyzed and the context of the study. It's very important when you are engaging in content analysis for you to understand what is it that you are looking at, what is it that you intend to explore, what is it that you seek to understand. So that alone will help you to define your content, and it will help you to establish the specific context that you need to interpret. And from there, you get to coding. And coding, in this case, you are creating categories and coding the data accordingly. So when you create a category, for example, you are talking about, let's say you are looking at climate change. You can create a category on climate activism. You can create a category on climate denial. You can create a category on climate policies. And those help you to understand the different frequencies that are emerging in terms of the content or in terms of the information that you are coding or analyzing. And the third aspect is categorizing. You group similar codes together in broader categories. So as I gave an example of climate change, all of these different themes or all of these different codes like climate activism and climate, you can categorize them in a broader theme, which might be climate change. And if there is another category that you are looking at or that you are focusing on, it might be climate change and peace. Then you can also create another category which focuses on peace on its own. And you start creating different codes along those lines. So it's very important for you to understand how you categorize your codes. And then the fourth and final aspect, which is the interpretation of data in content analysis. The main aspect is to analyze the frequency and the context of codes to draw conclusions. In as much as you might have a well-organized presentation which might look like thematic, the main goal here is to analyze the frequency, the consistency of certain information. In any of your data or in any of your information that you have been reviewing or that you have been preparing, reflecting on, what are the consistent details? What are the consistent ideas and arguments? And what do that kind of information mean in this case? So you should be able to provide a clear understanding of the frequency and the sentiment of each category of codes that you have identified. So that being said, this basically gives us an understanding of what content analysis involves and what we should understand and look at when utilizing content analysis in our study. Then we go to the next aspect.